Hi, my name's Dr. Rachel Corman. I'm one of the feline medicine specialists at Cat Specialist Services, and I'm going to give you some information today about different sedations that might be recommended by us or by your vets that will help to ease the anxiety levels of your cat for when they're coming into the clinic. So this can be helpful both for transportation, particularly if you have cats that get really stressed and anxious in the car, but also it helps to relieve their anxiety once they're in the hospital environment and can help facilitate procedures such as blood pressure measurement or blood draws, for example. Certainly, since these medications have been used, we're finding that cats are much happier to be in a hospital environment, and having various different procedures performed becomes much easier and less stressful for your cat. So these have certainly been a game changer for some patients to really help reduce their anxiety. There's two main medications that we tend to use. The first is a drug called Gabapentin. It's typically available in either a capsule form here, or we sometimes get the medication made up into smaller tablets. So there's 50 milligram tablets here. The other medication is a drug called Pregabalin, which is a very similar drug to Gabapentin. We have it here as a tablet, but it can also be made available as a liquid as well. Both drugs act in a very similar fashion to help reduce anxiety. Pregabalin takes a little bit longer to work, so if you're going to use that, it should ideally be administered 2 to 3 hours before you're due to transport your cat. Gabapentin we typically recommend administering 1 to 2 hours prior to transporting your cat. And some patients that get particularly anxious and worried will even recommend a dosage the night before their visit as well. Typically these medications last between 12 and 24 hours in your cat, and some of the effects that you can see will be a degree of sedation. Now, normally Gabapentin tends to cause more sedation in cats than Pregabalin does, but both can have a sedative effect. This means that your cat may appear much slower and maybe a little bit more lethargic, often a bit more relaxed and a bit more sleepy. With some of the medications, they can develop a slight twitch. So often what you might see is that their head will get a little bit heavy, and then they'll suddenly jerk back as if they've gotten a little bit of a fright. But it's a very, very normal response when they're on the gabapentin. Both of the medications can also make your cats a little bit more hungry afterwards, and this is something that sometimes we really need that side effect. But otherwise, both of the medications are very, very safe to use and have a very limited side effect profile. It's important to note that after giving these medications, and once your cat has been into the veterinary clinic and returns home, that they may not be aware of the sedative effects that have taken place. So for example, if they were a human, you'd be advised not to drive and not to operate heavy machinery, and the same probably really needs to be said for your cats. So if they're an outdoor cat, then it would be worthwhile keeping them indoors until you're confident that the effects of the sedation has really worn off and they're able to navigate their environment safely. So to sum up, both of these drugs are very, very useful medications to help relieve anxiety in your cats, both for transportation into a veterinary clinic and also to help facilitate examination of your cat and to carry out some procedures such as blood draws, for example. For any further information, please don't hesitate to go to our website, where we have lots of detailed information on everything cat related.